Part 1. I'm new to Reddit, but my little sister suggested I ask here. I'm 28F. My daughter is Cassie 1 months and amp. My husband is Alex 35. So basically it's just what the title says. I had Cassie and then returned to work, psychologist, as I could never be a Sam. I'm actually French but live in the US. So when I returned at the 4-month mark, as I had a difficult birth, we looked around to find a nanny to look after Cassie whilst myself and Alex were at work. We saw a few girls, but then one of Alex's colleagues suggested his daughter, who had dropped out of college. Let's call her Liv 20F. Everything went well. Admittedly, I did notice her being quite attached to Cassie, but I brushed it off as a good friendship between the two. She also liked Alex. It was obvious she had a crush on him, always batting her lashes and giggling. I actually found it amusing as I'm confident in myself. He always laughed it off with me too. But then on Thursday night, he asked me to do something on his phone whilst he bathed Cassie, and I saw some pictures flash up from Liv. When I looked at them, they were obviously sexy nudes. She was wearing skimpy lingerie and in provocative poses. I looked back at the history and she had been sending these for a while. As far as I can see, Alex has never responded, but obviously texts can be deleted. When I asked him, he got defensive and told me to stop using my psychiatrist tricks on him. I was not happy with his non-answers, and it ended up in a shouting match waking Cassie. So I got him a bag and threw him out. Told him he's not welcome back until I have answers. I'm considering taking Cassie back home to see my family in France for a little bit. His mother and friends have been blowing up my phone saying I'm being too harsh, and they were harmless texts. Nevertheless, I feel disrespected and that doesn't fly with me. Was I too harsh? Should I accept his claims that he never responded? Edit. Not husband, fiancé. Also, I'm not taking Cassie to France. We will visit my family for a few weeks, and Alex has given consent. Part 2. I'd like to start this off addressing the comments stating I'm kidnapping my daughter. I'm taking her with me to visit my family back home in France for a few weeks. Her father has given his consent. It is a non-issue. There was also confusion about my job. I work in the psychology field, and I was just using this post as a sounding board really. The responses from his friends and mother made me question myself. As stated, I informed Liv's father of what happened. He was furious both with Alex and Liv. He apologized to me and said he will try to get the truth from her, and that she rebels any chance she gets, but this was disgusting. I then looked through the camera in my daughter's nursery, and I saw a clip of Liv asking if she wanted a sister or brother from Miss Livy and Daddy. That made me feel sick to my stomach. She responded to her dismissal with denials, but I told her I had the footage, and that she was to never lay a hand on my baby again. But if she wanted Alex so bad, she could have him. I reminded her that how you get them is how you lose them, and he would soon tire of a 20-something college dropout kid. Alex returned to the house temporarily for us to talk. After me showing him the camera footage and texts from Liv, he broke down and said he was really sorry. He admitted that whilst nothing had physically happened between them, they had been exchanging photos and messages for a month or two. He showed me the original messages, and it was her who had pursued him. She started by saying she felt like a schoolgirl around him, and said she needed advice from an important man like him, and sent a photo of her in lingerie asking if it was sexy. He started out not really responding, but after a few texts he responded, and it started from there. She was saying things about them being a happy family together, but he never responded to those texts. He begged me to forgive him and start fresh. He said we can move, and that we have plenty of money. He will do whatever I want. I told him what I want is to go home for a few weeks, so that what I'm doing. Cassie and I are flying tomorrow. He honestly looks so pathetic right now. They are welcome to each other. There will be no wedding, and I will be consulting with a custody lawyer once I get to France, to see my options both in the US and internationally. But as someone in the comments said, I stayed in the US not because I think it's a good place to live, but because that's where Alex was based and wanted to build our family. However, I will always support the daughter-father relationship, but he cannot have our daughter and his nanny. Now that's not happening, I would like to move home, and most certainly away from the slutty nanny. I am not looking for custody advice. Mini update from Liv father. He has found and sent me some of the deleted messages. Liv talks about wanting me out of the picture so she can be Cassie's mom. WTF.